maybe taking a cue from his own film. I think we expected more background, and the film is a revamp. And he was experiencing a kind of a block. He was unable to make films, and he found his way back through the film revamp. So maybe varied kinds of adaptations to some extent. And of course, the sports biographies are a kind of a hagiography, putting them in an elevated pedestal. Then, of course, there are adaptations of memoirs, documentaries are there. And finally, coming to the Tamil film Thalapathy, Maniratnam is a master of adapting mythical stories, especially stories from Mahabharata and Ramayana. And Thalapathy is also an adaptation in one such way, because the whole film it's also a subversion, I agree. But still, the whole thing is set in a contemporary background. Even the names, Arjun is there, and Rajinikanth comes as Surya, somewhat similar to the original mythical character of Karna. And he falls in love with Shobhana's character, but he doesn't marry her. And whenever Rajinikanth's character is presented, the filmmaker Maniratnam and also the cameraman Santosh Shivan, they have used the image of the sun in a perfect way. I want all of you to watch this particular scene from Thalapathy. And 1 second. Yeah. See how the sun is used in the background, and of course the brilliance of Ilayaraja and his background score. So I told you it's a collaborative work. The story gets elevated in different ways. And one more scene as a continuity. See, the image of the sun once again appears. It is the filmmaker is trying to link it with the image of Karna and also the sun, like Indra who comes to Karna. Here Jaishankar, the character played by Jaishankar, comes to speak with Rajinikanth. I think all of you are familiar with this particular instance. I just wanted to add the brilliance of Ilayaraja also to this. Another one is the latest Karnan. Once again, I found it very much interesting that like Periyaram Perumal, Karnan is also it's a beautiful adaptation, because I hope you have noticed the names of the characters, like Karnan. The other one is Duryodhanan, played was actually the chieftain of that particular village, and the police officer. His name is Kannibaran, the man who manipulates, something like Lord Krishna of the Mahabharata. Maybe it's an interpretation. I don't have any claims regarding that, but still, it is a possibility. And what about the character of Rajisha Vijayan? It is actually Draupadi, Karnan falling in love with Draupadi. And the other one is Lal, who played the character Yamadharman, I think, grandfather. And he is somewhat akin to the great Bhishma of Mahabharata, who has that boon of deciding his time of death. And in this film, Lal commits suicide, deciding his own time of death. So these are possible parallels. Like we say Roja, Maniratnam's Roja as a parallel of Satyavan Savitri, or maybe Ravan as a retelling of Ramayana. So Karnan is also such a possibility. And there is a gambling scene also in that film, and this Dhanush's character is playing that dice with Draupadi's brother, played by Yogi Babu. So such parallels are there. Actually, I wanted to show a video also, but since we don't have time, we'll come to the last part. These are the modern adaptations. In Tamil films, we have Visaranai. Asudan was also an adaptation from a short story. Hindi films, there are lots, like Two States, Three Idiots, Soya Factor, Haider, etc., etc. In Malayalam, Joji, Nyan, Paliri Manikyam. I think I have missed many. Even the White Tiger, Namesake, Japanese Wife, etc., etc. And the recent trends in adaptations. Of course, we can expect numerous books to be turned into movies very soon. Maybe many are in the pipeline. And one reason for that is the popularity of the OTT platforms. OTT platforms, over-the-top platforms like Amazon, Netflix. Netflix have started banking for such films. In fact, Aravind Adiga's The White Tiger was released on Netflix. That is one reason. And of course, we all carry a nostalgia for the earlier books, already created books. And for the filmmakers, there is a luxury of a ready-made story. A story is there because every filmmaker wants to narrate a good story. And when you have a book, original book, things become easy for them. And since we live in this modern era of so many OTTs and other platforms, there is no any kind of a budget restraint. So they can make films as they wish. And of course, I believe that adaptation studies, it is still significant, and immense possibilities are still there for adaptation studies. So I think we have already discussed this, Omkara and Kalayatam, and the latest is Joji, and I did the same in one of my earlier sessions also, and I don't believe that Joji is a classic film. There are so many who believe that it is a ripoff of another film by K.G. George, Iragal, and even I too believe in the same thing. Iragal is set in the frame of Macbeth, and I want all of you to watch 4 visuals from Joji, and with that, I'll wind up the session. Thank you for your patient listening, and with this particular slide, videos, I'll wind up the session. The first one is, before that, I want all of you, we'll do that later. The first thing is, this one.
അതെല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞു നോക്കെ നാളെ മറ്റന്നാൾ എനിക്ക് ക്ലിനിക്കുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ ഞായറാഴ്ച അച്ഛനെ കൂട്ടി ഞാൻ വരാം. വണ്ടി ചേട്ടാ, ഈ കണ്ടീഷനിൽ വണ്ടി ഓടിച്ചു പോകണ്ട, ഞാൻ കൊണ്ടുപോകണം. എത്രയ്ക്ക് എങ്ങനെ ആക്കല്ലേ, ഞാൻ നിന്നെ വേണം കൊണ്ടാകും. ചേട്ടാ എത്തിയേ? ഗുഡ്. ഉള്ള പറഞ്ഞ പറഞ്ഞ വാവ് കിടക്കത്തില്ല.
Hear the next dialogue. I think there was some disturbance in the audio. The character played by Shamit Tilagan calls him Kodishwara. Kodishwara means rich man. You're going to be rich. So I think I believe that this character plays the role of the witches played in the original Macbeth. And the other one is, before we move to the next video, I want all of you to read this particular text. And this is one of the most important dialogues of Lady Macbeth. When she says to Macbeth that to beguile the time, see this portion, you should look like the innocent flower, but when the time comes, you be the serpent under that. So I warned all of you, and in Veeram, this was beautifully translated for the Malayalis. Ingale ee mukhamalodu samshayikkum. Or a patikina mukhama vendadu. You need to cheat them. കാഴ്ചയ്ക്ക് പൂ പോലെ should look like a flower. And for the thing, കാര്യത്തിന് പൂവിന്റെ അടിയിലെ പാമ്പ് പോലെ. You need to be the serpent. And let's go back to the visuals. Lady Macbeth, it's not actually Lady Macbeth, Vincey's character. And she has the stature of Lady Macbeth. It's all about breaking that patriarchal chains.
ജോജി, ഈ ഇരിക്കുന്നതാണ് ഫ്രിഡ്ജ്. നീ ഒന്ന് കൈ ഒത്തിച്ചാൽ ദേ ഇങ്ങനെ തുറക്കാം. ഇതിൽ കുപ്പിയില് വെള്ളം നിറച്ചു വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എടുക്കുക, കുടിക്കുക.
Like the original, it is quite different, but the intention is the same. Providing a food for thought for Joji's character. And I want all of you to watch the next scene. If you are already familiar with this, because I did the same in another session also, but still.
ഒരു കുറ്റി ഗ്യാസ് കത്തി തീർന്നാലും നമ്മുടെ ഈ പരിപ്പ് വേഗം പോകുന്നില്ല ജോജി. എന്റെ പൊന്നു വിളിച്ച് കട്ട.
Sorry that the subtitles are not working.
Take it easy.
And see. And this is the point which I want to make, because see, in the background there is smoke and fire. The burning is there. So this has been their plan for many years, and they are trying to work out that plan. So how beautifully the filmmakers have incorporated an extra detail into the scene. And then the third one is the mask part. And see the bed sheet full of flowers. And remember the statement. You should look like a flower. And when the time comes, before that, listen to this dialogue.
മാസ്ക് എടുത്ത് വെച്ചോ.
See how they have added that contemporary aspect also, to wear a mask, so that pandemic context is also embedded into the narrative. So though it is the original Macbeth, maybe sharing similarities to the Macbeth, but still it is current. And the last scene, the final scene of our session rather. And see the next in charge, the elder brother who closes the gate. Joji watches from above, and he understands that he will be the next in charge after his father's demise. So at that point, we might notice that he's going to do something against this character. And see the next. There is no bed sheet now. You should be like a serpent under the flowers. See the use of this image. That is how that film works as a collaborative process. And the ghost, like Macbeth, appears here from the water. And with this, I think we'll end the session. Yes. at the beginning of the session, the student who introduced the topic for the audience said a beautiful statement. It's actually a quote which I have also used. Perfect to the situation. Books and movies are like apples and oranges. They both are fruit, but taste completely different. Once again, let me thank the organizers for this opportunity. And more than that, the audience who were patient enough to listen to me. It took almost 2 hours. Thank you all. And I hope that I did some kind of a justice, at least some kind of a justice to the topic. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful that you took the time out of your busy schedule to address our small group. The slides, the presentation, and the class as a whole was very interesting, crisp, exciting, as well as informative. We once again thank you, sir, for your effort. We enjoyed the class.
Now,